Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the third and final thing and the three things to do if you want to be financially free. The past 2 days we talked about taking responsibility, we talked about being intentional, and today we're going to talk about setting goals. But before we get into it, if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell to get notified when I go live. If you're not watching this on YouTube and you like what we're talking about today, you like what you hear, hop on over to YouTube and look me up, Linda May Myers, and hit the subscribe button and like the bell. So why do you want to get notified when I go live? Because as a financial coach, it's my mission to help families live a life that God created them to live, not a life full of fear, shame, guilt, and stress around money, but one of freedom. Freedom to do more, to give more, and to serve more. All right, so let's get down to it. All right, so the past 2 days, we talked about taking responsibility. We talked about being intentional. And today we're going to talk about setting goals. So developing the habit of goal setting is paramount because it's what's going to give you the direction and the vision of where you want to go, right? These can be goals in all areas of your life, not just financial areas, because once you set that habit of goal setting, it's like an addiction. Like and that's probably a bad word to use, but it's a habit. You formed a habit and you keep rolling with the habit. So you want to have goals in all areas of your life, right? But also including your finances, right? So many people make health or weight loss goals. But have you ever made a financial goal? Like having a goal helps you stay focused. I love the saying, if we aim at nothing, we hit it every time. Goals are a way that we continue to grow and evaluate our lives. So what would a financial goal look like? A financial goal could be, paying off your house, getting out of debt, could be saving an emergency fund. It could be many, many different things. I know I set goals for every area of my life. As a wife, as a parent, as a Christian, I have goals for my health, for my business, and for my personal finances. But there's an interesting thing I've learned that they all affect my entire life. When I first started financial coaching people, it didn't take long to learn that it's never just about money. You'll hear me saying that over and over again because it's so true. Our finances are an extension of our life and it reflects our values. If I look at someone's budget, I can tell you exactly what they value, right? So when we write goals, you may have heard of the acronym SMART before, developing a SMART goal. Well, SMART is an acronym that stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And I've heard some variations on the A and the R before, but I really like this one, and I'll tell you more when we get there. But specific, you want your goals to be specific. If you're trying to lose weight, you don't want to be, oh, I want to lose weight because you don't have a target to achieve. I want to lose 10 pounds by December 1st. That is a specific goal, right? It's also measurable, the M, because if you've hit the target. If you've lost 10 pounds, right? And then achievable. Now, the word achievable is one that I want our goals to stretch us, right? We don't want to say, oh, I'm going to do this when darn well, like if it's a done deal. That's not a goal. A goal is something that's going to stretch you a little bit. And it doesn't have to be what you think is realistic, but it's something that you have the skills to do or the knowledge, or that you're willing to obtain the skills and knowledge to do, right? Something that you're committed to doing. Because if you're not committed to doing it, it's not achievable for you. So basically, it goes back. I know yesterday when we talked about intention, we talked about that word commitment and consistency, right? So that all kind of fits in here under achievable. So don't limit yourself, but make sure that you're willing to go the extra mile to make it achievable. So that's my caveat with achievable. All right, and relevance. Relevant means it's important to you. It's not something that someone has put on you, something someone has suggested, hey, do this, we got to do this. And you're like, oh, okay, that's my new goal. No, it needs to be something that you feel, something that I don't want to say you're passionate about, but something that is going to get you out of bed, something that like has a why behind it. And what I mean by that has a why behind it is why you have that goal. It's connected to some area of life, some personal life, something you value. It doesn't go against anything you believe in. But it's relevant for you. And then last but not least is time bound. We'll go back to the weight loss goal. I'm going to lose 10 pounds by December 1st. Time bound means there's an end line, there's a deadline. You've set up a deadline. You've set up a goal based on time. So it's going to be specific. You're going to know exactly what it is, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So that's what your goals should always be. The other thing I'm going to challenge you to do is to write your goals down and to look at them often, because you want to keep them in front of you. If you're working towards something, if you lose sight of it, because we all know life happens, right? Going back to our illustration of the marble, maybe the marble is your reminder. When you feel your marble, you see your marble, you think, oh, I remember my goal, right? We want to say our goals out loud. We want to say them in as if they've happened. We want to write them down. One thing that I've done in the past is that I've had a goal, and then I have my journal. Like when I'm journaling, whether it's my morning quiet time or just a separate time that I set, I write my goal down, and then I favorite. I think of ways to make that goal happen, depending on what it is, right? Um, because that is just a way to focus on it, give it more attention. Because one thing that we don't have to know is when we set a goal, we don't have to know how it's going to happen. We don't have to know how we're going to get there. We just have to know what our goal is, because the rest of that will come to us. The Lord directs our steps, right? So we focus on one step at a time. We can know what our goal is out here, that mountain, but we focus on the path right before us. And if it's a goal that's ordained for our lives, one step at a time will get us to where we're going. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. If you're not already in my Facebook group, Faithful and Financially Free, make sure you pop in there. We have a workshop coming up called, actually, I don't know what it's called, but it's Emergency Binder Workshop. And if you don't know what emergency binder is, it's basically a binder, right? Physical binder. We also have a digital copy that a lot of times we back up in, but it's a physical binder that has all of our important papers in it. Think health, think insurance, think finances. So if something happens to us, or we have to function that aspect of our lives away from our home, we have a loved one in a hospital, or that we are no longer capable of doing it, that someone can step in and take over. It's all laid out for you. It's called an emergency binder. And it's a task that I know a lot of people think about, but not a lot of people actually act on because it's overwhelming. So I put together a free workshop that we're going to be doing the end of this month. And you want to make sure you pop into my Facebook group, Faithful and Financially Free Families, because that's where the workshop will be going live. All right, guys, I will talk to you tomorrow.